This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Child and Family Services of Alpena. I have Cherokee Gerard and Maya Prue. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
Maya, we're going to start with you. You're here today to talk about the Great Start Collaborative because I've had people on the show before. I know what it is, but why don't you tell our listening audience what the Great Start Collaborative is?
Sure, and I think the best way to really tell what the Great Start Collaborative is to tell you our mission statement. And it says, the purpose of the Great Start Collaborative is to assure a coordinated system of community resources and supports to assist all Michigan families in providing a great start for their children from birth through age 8.
Okay, very good. And when you think about it, there are so many agencies that do this and do this and do that, so you're kind of like a coordinating group for all of those agencies.
Exactly. Our goal is to get rid of of the duplication of services and make sure that there's collaboration within agencies that families can access, and just know that we're out there so that they can get the supports and services that they need to raise a family.
Okay, so what are some of the things that you actually do?
Well, I wanted to say too, this collaborative not only covers the Alpena area, we cover Alpena, Montmorency, and Alcona counties.
Oh, okay.
And just to reiterate kind of more about the collaborative, it's really a partnership of local stakeholders as well as parents and caregivers, grandparents, child care providers, anyone that really has or can influence the life of a child or feels strongly about making a difference in that. But it's our role as a collaborative to provide a comprehensive early childhood system.
Okay.
And in providing this sort of system, we are really keeping in mind all the factors that pertain to raising a child. So early care and education, physical and mental health, as well as social and emotional health for the child. What else? Family support, parent education, and things even like basic needs, economic security, and child safety. So our goal is to really make sure that kids are entering kindergarten ready for kindergarten and ready to learn, and making sure their basic needs are met.
Now, what age groups do you work with?
We mainly focus on age 0 to 8.
Okay.
But our parent groups support children and families with kids from 0 to age 12.
Okay. Now, Cherokee, you work with the family groups. Give me an idea of what a family group is.
It is actually a set of parents, caregivers, teachers, grandparents that come together and support the collaborative. It's very important to have the parents' voice be heard.
Oh, sure.
So that is our mission, is to make sure that all the parents have a voice to what they want to see in our communities.
So now you would go to a school, and that's where the parent groups would be at a school, or how do they get together?
We do a lot of recruitment. I go to the PAC meetings. We have we do story hours at the libraries, different community organizations. We can go there, and then we have our own little meeting held at the AMA ESD every month, and we have speakers come in just to kind of teach the parents or help them with different things, questions, whatever they may have. We have childcare on site. We have dinner that's provided. We have reimbursements for transportation.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, there's lots of good things with it.
Okay, and now the families that would come, they're from every walk of life. It's not low income, it's not high income, it's every walk of life, every education level, just people who happen to have an interest in raising children.
Right, exactly. And some really interesting research that we try and get everyone to know is that during the first 2,000 days of a child's life, from birth to the first day that they enter kindergarten, that time period is when 90% of their brain development occurs. Wow. And with that being said, it's those early learning experiences that children are having during that critical period that is going to shape the way that their brain functions for the rest of their life. And I just don't think that, you know, people realize the importance or what that could truly mean for a child. So knowing that, it's really critical to make sure that those young children are getting the early care and support that they need.
Okay. And Cherokee, if there's some parents out there thinking, wow, I didn't know about this, I need to be involved so that I can make sure my children get everything that they need, how would they contact you?
They can contact me by email.
Okay.
Do you want me to give it?
Sure.
It's gerardc@cfsnemi.org.
Okay.
Or my phone number is 989-884-3155.
Okay. And they can find out when you meet, where you meet, and an idea of some of the upcoming activities.
Yep. Also, our local newspaper will have an ad in there letting us, the Alpena Public School Facebook page will have times in there also. Our website, which I don't know if that's up yet or not.
We're getting that up and running.
I was going to say, I just tried to check it and it wasn't.
So it will be on there too when that gets up and going. So, and we have our own personal Facebook page also.
Oh, okay.
It's Great Parents of the Alpena, Montmorency, and Alcona parent group.
Okay.
So you can like that and also know what's going on there.
Okay.
Also.
All right. And then once again, when I think of a collaborative, I think of you working with all the agencies. You know, what a great way to make sure that nothing's slipping through a crack, or that, you know, you're meeting with a group of parents and they say, hey, I have this child, this is my problem, and you have the referral source at your fingertips to help them and keep things moving and make sure that everyone's getting the care they need.
Right, that's the goal. And I mean, you know, sometimes there will be those that do slip through the cracks, but the more that we can get our name out there and let the community know that we're here to support them, then the more that we can prevent that.
Okay, and some more information, if we have about 1 minute left for someone to be able to contact you then too, Child and Family Services.
Yes, our phone number there is 356-4567. My extension is 207. That you can get a hold of me. That's really the best way. And you know, another event we have in the summer is the Hooked for Life, and that's great. And we really hope to see a lot of families there. It's our second annual, so.
Okay, Hooked for Life. So call and get more information.
Yes, yes.
Thank you both very much.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be right back with Stephanie Gandula from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Stephanie Gandula from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello.
Before we get started in what we're going to talk about today, I just want to congratulate you and everyone on your wonderful film festival. Unbelievable attendance.
Thank you. It was wonderful, and thanks so much for your help in letting people know about it. We had nearly 500 people for the weekend.
And when I talk to people, they say, oh, Nancy, you should have seen this film. It was unbelievable. And, oh, you should have seen this film. It was unbelievable.
Oh, that's great to hear.
It was, and everyone loved it. So we'll look forward to next year's lineup. I'm sure you're working on it even as we speak.
Yep, start planning right away. As soon as we close the curtain on this year's, we plan next year's. So look forward to that in January of 2015.
Yay. And, you know, the timing's perfect, you know. Cold weather, long things, and it's very affordable, family event, just a great thing, something for everyone.
Right.
And talking about things that happen ahead of time or behind the scenes is your research.
Right.
People don't really realize that, you know, we have all those wonderful things we can see at Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, and here, like when the Lady Michigan goes out, and all those things, and the horns tooting on, but the things that you guys do year-round.
Right, right. The research. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Is the research is pretty much at the center of what fuels all of those very visible programs. Are thousands of students that benefit from the educational programs, students and adults at the sanctuary, the interactive and innovative exhibits at the sanctuary, the tourism draw. This is all really the result of a domino effect from the amazing research that happens right here in Thunder Bay and in sanctuary waters. Folks come from all over the world, literally from all over the world, to either research in the sanctuary, research special features of the sanctuary, or to take advantage of the resources we have here in Northeast Michigan,
Yes.
or at the sanctuary itself. We can provide lodging. We can also recommend all the the restaurants and the lodging in the area for researchers to come and stay. So we have all sorts of different projects. We were talking about the sinkhole,
Yes.
which is one that the sanctuary plays a role in supporting the research of Grand Valley State University in particular, but other folks have come from around the world to study the sinkhole, and it's a very special place. It's a unique environment, the bottom of Lake Huron, that
Amazing.
there's a bacterial mat down there. It's really interesting to see. It's a popular dive site in addition to being an amazing scientific research area. But this bacterial mat, it's a purple gooey thing. And what we do as the research team for the sanctuary is we support the scientists in collecting the bacterial mat. So we'll go down and collect it for them and bring it up, and they can do DNA analysis. They can do all sorts of biological studies on this bacteria that they think is very similar to the first oxygen-producing organisms on the planet.
Wow.
Yeah, right here in Thunder Bay and Lake Huron.
Amazing.
Right.
And I can imagine how exciting it would be to dive in there. I don't know if I'd want to go all the way down to the purple goo, but
It's a great dive. Lots of folks enjoy that dive. It's a safe dive. It's within recreational dive limits. So that's another thing our team does, that the research team does, is maintain the mooring buoys on a lot of the shipwrecks. This last year, in 2013, we maintained mooring buoys on 27
Wow.
of the shipwrecks, and that means folks can much more easily access these historic treasures out here in the bay. And this year we're going to deploy even more mooring buoys, so more shipwrecks will be accessible.
And I would like to encourage everyone to get the newsletter from Friends of the Sanctuary. It's just a wonderful newsletter. I learned things reading it this morning that I didn't know about, and I've lived here all my life, so it's really neat. And
Yeah.
get it, and it's produced by the Friends, and you can find out all the wonderful, exciting things that are happening. And
That's right, Thunderstruck,
Yes.
we call it. So that's a monthly newsletter, and easy to sign up for it. Just go to our website, thunderbay.noaa.gov, or our Facebook page, Thunder Bay Shipwrecks, and you can sign up for the newsletter. In this month's newsletter, we also talk about some of our other research partners that came in 2013, and the ones we're looking forward to coming in this season. Last year we had 20 graduate students and their professors come from East Carolina University. So these were graduate students in maritime archaeology. So they come, they experience Alpena and the area for the first time, learn about the amazing diving we have here, study and map the amazing shipwrecks we have here, and then go back home across the country and back to their university and talk about that. We also partner with the University of Michigan, University of Wisconsin, many other partners that come and use our facilities at the sanctuary and the region's facilities, and also go out and do the research in Thunder Bay.
so what groups do we have coming this year? Do we know?
Yes, well, we're working hard with the University of Michigan they're going to come in, and hopefully we're going to get some more areas mapped.
Okay.
And then also partnering with Fish and Wildlife, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, to map Sixth Fathom Bank, which is a very special area out in Lake Huron, very special for lake trout spawning. And so we're going to assist them to go out and map that, so it'll really help their studies of the fish spawning area. We're also partnering with the Michigan Tech University, and they're working on developing a shipwreck app, which folks can use to study and
that'd be
visit
great.
virtually different shipwrecks. We're also planning on doing more reconnaissance of the North Point area, so that's the north edge of Thunder Bay, which is known to archaeologists and historians as a ship trap. And so lots and lots of wreckage there, and a very accessible to kayakers and snorkelers, so that some of the more shallow areas there where if we get that mapped out and get some more knowledge about that, we can better interpret that for the folks that want to visit these special areas.
Oh, very good. And it's not too early to start booking your school groups to come on Lady
Certainly
Michigan and come for a visit to the sanctuary.
That's right. You can book those now. In fact, the research that we're talking about, that's why these student groups want to come in. The teachers want the kids the students to be engaged in asking the questions of these amazing resources at an early age. So that's what we do. We take literally hundreds of students out, whether it's on Thunder Bay River or on the glass bottom boat, and out right into the water where they can understand the research and actually engage in the research that goes on. You can book those tours right now. We already have a number booked for the May field trips out on the Lady Michigan.
Oh, okay, and I'm sure that you're going to be doing a big celebration on the 4th of July again.
Of course, of course. The 4th of July wouldn't be the same without Maritime Festival.
Maritime Festival, so
Yes.
start thinking about being a volunteer. Need tons of volunteers to pull this off, and it's
That's
not
right.
too early to get that on your book either.
That's very true. You could even start building your cardboard boat.
Oh yes, for the cardboard boat regatta.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's always a hit. And volunteers, we always love having volunteers. We couldn't do what we do at the sanctuary without our volunteers. We're also looking for volunteers for the robotics competitions that are coming
yes.
up too this year. And an exciting thing about those competitions is the mission this year is based entirely on the research that goes on in sanctuary waters. So
Amazing.
students all over the world are actually designing their robots to conduct the research that we do here in the sanctuary every season.
Exciting. We're out of time. How do we contact you?
Contact us at thunderbay.noaa.gov. That's our website. Or give us a call at 356-8805 and sign up to be a volunteer, learn more about our research.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Jointon following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Jointon, president of Alpena Community College. My guest this morning, Dawn Stone, who is our learning technology technician. Welcome to the show, Dawn.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And so before we get to what your work involves, how about you? Where did you grow up, and what experiences have you had before coming to ACC?
Well, I grew up just south of Jackson, so south central Michigan, with my parents and my one sister. And after graduating from Michigan State University, ended up in Nashville for a couple of years, and then decided I wanted to come back to Michigan. And so
Now, you're not
decided,
too much of a Michigan State fan.
Not at all. Not at all. Don't let me bleed, because it will come out green for
Okay.
sure.
That's great. You had the distinction of being able to go to the Rose Bowl with your husband this
We
year.
did. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience and something I will never forget.
That's
An
great.
amazing
That's great.
experience.
So after Michigan State, you went to Tennessee for a while and then
Right.
back to Michigan.
Yep, and kind of landed here. My husband's an engineer, and we ended up with, he got a position with the plastics plant in Rogers City at Cadillac Products. I kind of floated around for a couple years and then ended up at Michigan Works for almost 16.
Right, and that's how we started working together first.
Right.
And you were very helpful to me in working out, for example, what the labor market demand was for certain types of programs that we needed to either ramp up or ramp down at the college. And I also remember during the No Worker Left Behind program, your agency and you personally were very helpful in taking displaced workers through the Michigan Works process and getting them over to ACC for training for a new career.
It has been a very good partnership. I started out, really focused on workforce development and sharing that knowledge with you and with the college, and saw an opportunity to come over and work in workforce development in a different capacity. So now I'm the learning technology technician at Alpena Community College.
Very good. And when did you come on board with ACC?
September.
That's great.
September, so
Well,
it's
I've
been
heard
just about 5 months.
Lots of compliments about your work.
Great, thank you.
And how about going through with the audience what your work involves?
Well, the Learning Technology Department is, we take upon the responsibility of assisting the instructors with developing online courses, enhancing online courses, making, the use of technology of whatever format be as advantageous to the student as possible and as easy as possible for the instructor.
So the key word is online, which has been a growing segment of our market for people all over the region and maybe outside of the region as well.
I would agree. I believe it's quite a large nationwide audience for online learning.
I think we're somewhere between 10 and 20% of the courses offered at ACC are by computer, and people are, it's not for everybody, but people who are well adapted, have good time management skills and self-discipline. It works very well for them.
as well as for those working adults, you know, folks who are employed or have families and can't get to campus on the schedule that the course is offered. They can take an online course and work at, you know, when the kids are in bed, or when, you know, the children are napping, or after the husband's home from work, or when he gets home from work, he can do a course online. So it's really convenient.
The fancy word for that is asynchronous. Is that correct? Where a person can get onto the website, interact with the course material at any time, rather than having to be in class either in person or virtually at a set time.
Exactly. And we can set up discussion boards, so, you know, the instructor can post a thought and ask the students to all respond, and they're all required to respond, but they're not required to respond at a certain time, which allows them to fit that into their lives.
Whole new version of class participation.
A whole new version. It's wonderful. It is. I
believe you've also been working on curriculum development in connection with the building program that we have.
Yes, yes. We've just recently been approved to offer an online certificate program for construction technology, Green Building Certificate. And it's really an exciting endeavor. And I got to bring some of my old workforce development habits into the picture, and did a significant amount of research to find out who would be able to tap into this, or who would want to tap into an online course in building.
So these are home builders who want to meet environmental standards?
Exactly.
Is that what we're talking about?
Exactly. Green building is, you know, it's been around for a long time, but just recently has it become affordable for the regular person. So builders across the nation are looking for people who have specific training in green building techniques. And a lot of it is environmental stewardship. It's being conscious and conscientious of the building materials and the building processes that you go through to build a home or a commercial building.
So it's cost effective, and it's also environmentally sound.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about insulation, caulking, windows, heating systems, those kinds of things.
All of that, yes. Some of the courses that will be offered in the one-year certificate program include sustainability. Sustainability is a neat course because it's very broad, and it really helps people get into the mindset of being an environmental steward within the building industry. We have a course specifically for green machines, green equipment, you know, the HVAC systems, the new geothermal, I guess it's not all that new, but geothermal systems, solar, wind power, those kind of things. And then there are some basic building courses that are all tailored to help you think in a green way. So how did you do your roof previously? Well, do it this way, and you can save the environment in this aspect. Good. Those kind of things.
As we wrap the program up, what words of advice would you have for members of the audience about online instruction, and you know, what kind of person who does best in it, and what the resources are? The
person who does best in an online course is one that knows that they've got to keep up on it. It's not something you can do and say, oh, I'll get to that. Oh, I'll get to that. Being structured in your own life and in your ability to be self-motivated is the best way to be successful in online learning.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on the good work that you're doing for ACC.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smitham and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.